store procedure to update the record, delete the record, view the record, and also delete the stored procedure. So I'm using SQL Server 2016 and this is my database name tutorial. So I'm gonna create a stored procedure. So we need to create a table, then we will be able to create a stored procedure. So let's get started to create a table. I'll write a comment create table and I use create keyword, table name is employee and parentheses, and then I use basically first column name is employee ID, integer, primary key, identity, and I use one by one. Then second column name is employee name and type virtual, and I use range of the column 50. Then I use employee designation, right, and type virtual range 50. Now I select the query and run the query. Then we have successfully made the table. Then we need to insert the record in the table. I use insert into employee values parentheses, and I use the first name is, for example, I write Asif, and designation I use programmer. Select one and I enter another name Amir, student, run the query. Now I will make store another record Sami Asadullah and computer operator. Select query, run the query, and then I finally insert record Sami, and then I use basically student, the designation of the employees. Okay, now I use select statement to display the record. Now we have made the table with the name of employee and we have inserted the record in the employee table for like 1 2 3 4 the name of the employees and designation. So I want to create a stored procedure, so we need to make a stored procedure using create keyword and then use create procedure or write proc. You can write any name as you like. This is the basically keyword. I write procedure and enter the procedure name. I write the procedure name, insert record. This is my stored procedure name, and use parentheses. In this parenthesis you need to pass the, without this column you need to pass the two columns parameters, or you can pass the parameter, just write the @ sign and enter the any name as you like. I write the emp name, and you need to write the same data type. The second column data type is varchar, so I write the varchar. Okay, now enter the range of the column. Then I use another column name employee designation. You can write @ sign and enter the any other name. You can write any name as you like. Okay, I write emp design and type varchar. We don't need to write the first column name because the first column name have a primary key identity. It will automatically generate the numbers. We don't need to insert the record with the help of primary key identity. Okay, we just write the second column name and third column name, then we will be able to see the record will store in our table, right? So I have passed the two parameters. After the parenthesis you need to write as begin and end. Between begin and end you need to write the query. The query is, I want to insert the record in the table using store procedure, so I just write the query insert into the table name. The table name is employee, and I use values, right? Then I use values parentheses. In this parentheses I pass the parameter like this, copy it, paste, comma, and second column name, paste. That's it. Select the store procedure, query, and run the query. Now we have successfully made the store procedure. Now I will insert the record in the table using store procedure. So what I can do, guys, you just write execute or exec. You can write any name as you like, any keyword. Then enter the store procedure name. The store procedure name is store record. Then I use space. Then you are able to see the type of the column and column name. It will appear on my screen. So I use, for example, camera, and I use comma. Then we will jump another column. The another column name is EMP designation. I write the designation is web developer. Then I select the query and run the query. Then we have successfully stored the record in the table using store procedure. I use select statement, employee. Now guys, you can see here our record has been stored in the database using store procedure, right guys? And this is a store procedure. Stored procedure create. Now I will tell you another way to perform the different tasks, like alter the store procedure or update the store procedure. I change the type of the basically store procedure, so we need to use alter keyword. This is a basically create a keyword. I wanna change the store procedure type or query, so you need to write the alter keyword and then use same keyword procedure and enter the any name you like. I use the change proc parentheses as begin and. In this parenthesis you need to write the same column name, and you can change the data type as you like, and also you can write any other query as you like. For example, I copy the two columns and paste here. Then I typed it, change the type of the first column name and varchar and second and varchar. Don't worry, those basically varchar and varchar will store the string type values, so you can write any type of the column values will store. You can write any type of the data type. Okay, now begin and end, between begin and end you can write any query. For example, I write same query, insert into the record and select the alter procedure and execute. Invalid. Okay, what's problem now, guys? Just a minute. Alter procedure. Okay, just a minute, guys. Alter proc as beginning, that's working fine, but why? I enter another name, employee, alter proc. Okay, I select query and run the query. Now just a minute, guys. Sorry guys, I basically wanna alter the change the procedure, so we need to write the same procedure name. So I copy the procedure name and paste here. I change the type of the columns and I select the query and run the query. Now guys, you can see here, this is my problem. Okay, now we will be able to use varchar data type, which will store the data in the columns. Okay, Now the third thing is I'm gonna update the record using stored procedure. So I just write the same process to create a basically procedure update record parentheses as begin and end. In this parenthesis you need to pass the whole columns. Why? Because we need to update the record using your primary key identity column name like employee ID, this column. Okay, so we need to pass 3 column parameters. So I just write the otherwise fine ID and type integer, because the first column name type is integer, so we need to pass the integer, right, comma, and I use another column name emp name voucher, enter the range, emp employee designation voucher, and then you need to write the update query between the begin and end. Okay, so the query is update keyword and table name. The table name is employee, and then you need to write the set keyword. Then you need to call the table column name. The first column name is, the second column name is employee name. Copy it and paste here, and then you need to write the equal sign and assign this stored procedure parameter, right? And then you need to write comma and third column name. The third column name is employee designation. Copy it and paste here, and then copy the third parameter and use equal sign and paste. Then you need to write the where keyword. I use where keyword, and then I use the first column name, the employee ID, copy it and paste here, and then you need to write the equal sign and pass the first parameter like this. That's it. Now we have successfully made the update stored procedure. Execute. Now guys, you can see here, now I'm gonna update the record using stored procedure. So you need to write execute and call the update record. This is your stored procedure name, and then you need to write the ID name, which will, that will update. You can enter the ID name, then you will be able to update the record using ID. Okay, so I use the first ID and I change the enter the name as a programmer, and I use the, for example, I use the software Asif software engineer. Okay, now that's it. Select the query and run the query. Now guys, we have successfully update the record using stored procedure. I use select statement, and then you are able to see the employee designation, first column ID Asif, and the designation has been changed. Now the final step is I'm gonna delete the record using stored procedure. So I just write the same process, just change the query, right? So guys, I just write this create a keyword and procedure. This is another keyword, and enter the procedure name, delete record, parentheses as begin and. In this parenthesis you need to pass one parameter, and type of the column or parameter is integer, because the first column name is table, first column name is integer, so we need to pass match the record using employee ID. So I just write employee ID, that's it. And in this section I will write the query delete employee, delete delete from employee, where our table column name is employee ID, and I use a equal sign and pass this parameter. Okay, that's it. Select the query and run the query. Okay guys, what is problem now? Okay, yeah guys, we need to write the type of the column. Okay, now we have successfully made the delete procedure. Okay, so I just write the execute procedure name. I wanna delete the record 1, so I just write the 1 number and select the stored procedure query and run the query. Now I use select statement. Guys, you can see here no record available in the database with the number of 1. Now guys, you can see here, right, we have used stored procedure to insert the record, update the record and delete the record. Okay, now finally I wanna delete the stored procedure. So what I can do, guys, the first step is you need to write the drop keyword and enter the procedure keyword and enter the procedure name as you want to delete. Okay, so I want to delete the stored procedure like delete, so I select the stored procedure name, delete record, select the query and run the query. Now we have successfully deleted the stored procedure with the name of delete record. Okay, now I use execute command to delete another record. I can't do that. Okay, now guys, you can see could not find stored procedure with the name of